So our second big app are Gmail and Google Calendar. I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about the basics of those, but I do want to show you labs and filters. When I say that, how many of you have those terms sound familiar to you at all? Okay, cool. Labs and filters are basically, how many of you use Outlook? Okay, have you used rules? Or you have your folders set up and you've told Outlook, this is how I want you to process my mail, right? Or if you have a physical person at your office, let's think of it this way. You have one place at your office that gets all your physical mail, right? And then you've instructed that person, you take this kind of mail and you give it to this person. You take this kind of mail and you give it to this person, and so forth, right? Well, you can set up your email to do the exact same thing. So you're not bombarded, right? And you see what's urgent when it's urgent. The other things are routed where they need to go, so when you're ready to look at them, you can do that. But when you're not, you're trying to plow through the day, you don't want to look at all those things. So first, I just want to show you the scope of the labs that are available, and then we'll talk about some specific ones, and then we'll talk about filters. So it can get like the Google world is this big, and you can use all of it, and so it can be overwhelming, or you can kind of narrow down and just focus on a slice. And so I'd recommend we just focus on kind of the productivity slice. Otherwise, it's kind of like going to Disney World. There's all kinds of fun stuff in there. So over here, if you click on you can see the little gear in the right-hand corner, and you go to Labs. That's their word for fun new additional features. So when you first get Gmail, it's kind of plain vanilla, and so you can kind of tweak it out. And so you have, let me scroll to the bottom, there's available labs and then enabled labs. So you can scroll through all the different available and pick the ones that you want to enable. So we're going to talk about a few of those. Canned responses. How many of us send a similar email regularly? Right? A similar response. You can use this canned responses to draft a template and save that template, and then when you need to access it, you just access your canned response, change a few words, whatever you need to change, and then you're able to send that. So you don't have to retype the whole email over and over and over again. Okay? Another big one is our multiple inboxes. And just jot that down. We're going to talk about that more specifically. Those are the big ones for what we're talking about today. You can see there are a few others about how to insert things more creatively and so forth. Those are really the biggies.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, like us on our Facebook fan page, or continue watching videos on our YouTube channel. For more info, visit neoviasolutions.com.